And we need a White House of someone with executive business experience. Somebody who's going to run this country like a business, not a government. I am mad as hell, sick and tired of sending money overseas. I'm mad as hell and I want to live in
This is like 1776 all over again, to be honest with you. When's the last time we saw anything like this happen in America? People are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they're finally coming together and standing up. Finally, they're becoming awake. They're awake. This is the Great Awakening.
Stop the spending on unnecessary things. Give us back our country. We don't want people spending our money in a bad way. We want representation, and we don't have it from anyone.
We came here to protest the taxes, bailouts, TARP money, creating $10 trillion in debt that's going to be passed on to my kids and their kids. It's wrong. It's not the American way, and we came here to voice our opinions.
We've had big spending for a decade. We've had deficits for a long time. We've had all these things, but all of a sudden they're ramping up, and people are getting frightened. And a lot of people here are not usually involved in fights like this, and they came out because they're upset.
I'm a Cuban American, born in Cuba, and I've seen the same thing happening here that occurred in Cuba and in Nicaragua and in Venezuela.
Well, I think according to this, it shows how many people are upset with being taxed and really the taxation without representation. I mean, we elect people to go there and they just don't seem to be listening.
Obama is actually
My message to the politicians and the president: we'll keep our God, our guns, and our money. You keep the change.
The Bill of Rights and the Constitution are being extremely violated. Our founding fathers left socialism. This country is not founded that way. And when government fires heads of business, that is fascism by definition. I'm here to protest. You know, we're being taxed too much. I don't want my kids to have to pay for the mistakes that we're making.
I am here today as a fellow American whose parents were born in a country that lost itself to socialism. My parents lost their country to a government. I will not lose mine to a government. For 200 years, the source of America's greatness and prosperity has not been our presidents or our Senate or our House of Representatives, but the everyday people who go to work every day and create jobs and opportunity. Not people that sit back and wait for the government to take care of the issues in their lives, but take care of it themselves. But there are those that do not agree, who believe that government is the most important institution in society. And as a result, at a time when our economy is living through great tumult because of debt that could not be repaid, the federal government has passed the mother of all toxic assets. A $9 trillion debt that our children and grandchildren will pay by being taxed into the third world. My friends, every generation of American has had a great challenge to face. And every generation has faced it, confronted it, and solved it. And so the greatness of America has always been passed from one generation to the next. Now it is our turn. This, the prosperity and freedom of our nation, the ability to leave our children better off than ourselves, this is the great cause of our time. Let us embrace it and let us succeed. Thank you for having me.
Likewise. Good job on this event. Thank you very much. It's not a partisan thing. It's Americans. Most of us don't believe this is the way out or the future prosperity. And there's a lot of Democrats in that boat. Look at these folks. I mean, they're not all Republicans.
Both parties have done the spending. It's both Republican, it's both Democrat. We're not here for either party. We're here to stop the spending.
People here are absolutely upset with both parties because we've been on the Republican leadership in Washington has been on a spending tear for a decade, and they put this country in debt, and we were mad about that during the last election. In fact, that's probably what a lot of people were voting for even. But what they got is something much worse. We're going to have a lot more taxes, a lot more spending, inflation. So I don't see that there's any partisan. There's no partisanship out here. Believe me, this is the people versus the government.
It can't stop today. If we want to make an effort, you know, actually make a stand and let them hear it, it's got to keep going past today. This is a little start, but you know, let's keep going.
What are we doing after the Tea Party? Well, we're going to keep moving forward. This is just the beginning.